Hello children, I hope you are fine. Welcome to this special English hour where we learn lots of new things and also have fun. Are you all ready? Let's get started. Now, let's read a lesson from our textbook. Children, please open page number 58 of your textbook. I will be reading this lesson and I request you to point at the words as I read them. And if you don't have a textbook, listen to me carefully. Stone soup. A village. A few small cottages standing close by. They belong to Motiram, Sonabai, Hirabai and Rupabai. It's evening. They are chatting outside Motiram's house. Motiram, your farm produce was really good this year, I am told. Sonabai, so was yours, I hear. Motiram, I don't want to advertise it though. It might attract guests. Traveler enters from a corner. The villagers don't see him. Hirabai, you are right. Guests can be a nuisance. Sonabai, I agree, especially uninvited guests. Motiram, uninvited guests are pests. Traveler becomes nervous, doesn't come forward. Hirabai, true. I never waste good food and money on others. Rupabai, do you think that is right? How can we refuse them? Hirabai, just find some polite excuses. That's all. Sonabai, you are right. I can always cook up some excuse. Motiram, me too. For me, charity begins at home and stays at home. Anyway, I must attend to my work now. See you, all neighbors. See you later. They enter their homes. Traveler comes forward. Further, Hirabai, Sonabai and Motiram are talking about how they always have excuses as to why they don't want to help someone. Traveler, what hard luck. I am a poor, footsore traveler and I am so hungry. But this bunch of villagers look tough. I don't think they'll offer me food or rest, but let me try. He knocks on Motiram's door. Motiram opens the door. Motiram, yes, who are you and what do you want? Traveler, I am a traveler. I am very hungry and tired. Can I please have some food and a place to rest for the night? Motiram. Dinner is over. There is nothing left. Try elsewhere. Shuts the door with a bang. Traveler. How rude. Let me try the next door. After listening to all the four villagers, the traveler understands that they will not listen to him. Knocks on Sonabai's door. She comes out. Good evening, kind lady. I am a traveler. Can I have some food and a corner to rest for tonight? Sonabai, putting her hand behind her ear. What did you say? Traveler, aloud. Can I have some food? Sonabai. Wood? Why, there is plenty in the forest. Find a fallen tree and chop all the wood that you need. Traveler, I said food. I am hungry. Sonabai, you agree? Fine, then go and chop the wood. Goes back into the house. Traveler, well. That was a clever excuse. She pretended to be hard of hearing. Let me try elsewhere. Knocks on Hirabai's door. Anyone at home? Any food for a hungry traveler? Hirabai comes out. Good evening. Ma'am, I wonder if I could get something to eat and a place to rest for the night. Hirabai, pretending not to understand his language. Ogiyawa onduvna anter srof enoya ere? Traveler, I don't understand you. Hirabai, shaking her hand. Dug, I don't know what og elsewhere. Goes back inside, leaving the traveler bewildered. Traveler, so that was her trick. Talking gibberish. I am not defeated. Now the traveler goes to Hirabai. He also tells her that how he is a traveler who is tired and sleepy. But Hirabai is smarter than Sonabai. She acts as if she does not understand what the traveler is saying. Whenever the traveler asks any question to Hirabai, she replies in a gibberish language. And now the traveler is confused. He doesn't know how to react. But he realizes that Hirabai is also playing a trick with him. But the traveler requires food and rest, which is why he decides to go next door. Knocks on Rupabai's door. She comes out. Rupabai, yes. Who are you, young man? I have not seen you around. Traveler, I am a traveler and I wondered if I could get some food as well as a corner to rest for this night. Rupabai thinks, alas, my larder is empty. I am so hungry myself, but I have nothing left in the house. Traveller, I am sorry to hear that. Rupabai, I am sorry too, but I can't help it. Sorry, turns to leave. Traveller, aloud, wait, madam. If you are also hungry, I can make us both some soup. Rupabai, but I told you my larder's empty. I can't offer you anything. Traveller, all I need is a cooking pot, a spoon and some water. I have a magic stone in my bag. When you boil it in water, it makes a delicious, nourishing soup. Rupabai, really? A magic stone? And all you need is a pot of water? I think I can manage that. Traveller, yes, just a pot of water, only a big one. Now the traveller goes to Rupabai. Rupabai hears out the traveller and then she thinks for a moment. But she finally refuses the traveller. But the traveller has an idea. He asks Rupabai if she could arrange a big pot and some boiling water. And using this, the traveller can create the most delicious soup. Rupabai thinks for a while and she decides that she would also like to eat this soup. But she wonders, how is the traveller going to make a soup with just a pot and boiling water? And to that, the traveller says that he has a magic stone, which is why Rupabai decides to help him. Rupabai goes back to her cottage. Traveller collects wood and makes a fire in one corner. Other neighbors peep out from their door or windows and watch quietly but curiously. Rupabai comes out with a very big pot. Rupabai, here is your pot of water. Traveller, thank you. Now just wait and watch. Puts the pot on the fire. Takes out a stone from his pocket and drops it in the pot. Rupabai, a magic stone that makes soup? I can hardly believe this. Sits down to watch. Traveller, sniffing and pretending to enjoy the aroma. Ah, lovely! It's going to be really delicious. To Rupabai, if only we had 1 or 2 potatoes to add. It tastes heavenly with potatoes. But alas, we don't have any. Rupabai, 1 or 2 you said. Let me see if I have just 1 or 2 left somewhere. Brings a few peeled potatoes. Here, luckily, I had just a few left. I've even peeled them for you. Traveler. Wonderful. Now, Rupa Bai goes back to her cottage to get a big pot of water. Until then, the traveler lights fire. Everyone in the neighborhood peep outside their windows to see what is happening. Puts the potatoes in the pot, stirs for some time and sniffs again. What with the potatoes you've given, the soup will now be terrific. Sniffs. Carrots and tomatoes would give it a tempting color, wouldn't they? But that would be too much to hope for. Rupa Bai. I don't know. Sona Bai comes out with some tomatoes. Sona Bai. Hello, hello. Maybe I can be of some help. I had reserved these tomatoes for tomorrow, but I am always willing to help, you know. And I know that Hirabai has plenty of carrots. But I am not sure if she'll share a few with us. Hirabai enters with a few carrots. I don't have plenty. In fact, I too was reserving these for tomorrow. But never mind. If Sona Bai can spare her tomatoes, I too can spare these. After all, you don't get to see a magic stone making a magic soup every day. Now, the traveler starts making the soup. He tells Rupa Bai that the soup would taste even better if they had some tomatoes and carrots. Hearing this, Sona Bai steps in and she says that she has some tomatoes that she was planning to use in the next day's lunch. But she is ready to help. So she lends some tomatoes to the traveler. Now, Hirabai enters and she lends some carrots to the traveler because they both wanted to see and taste how a magical soup is made out of a magical stone. Traveler bows to women. I am really speechless, you noble ladies. This is going to be a famous soup. Adds the vegetables, stirs and sniffs. It reminds me of the soup I had made some time ago. I had added just a few beans, onions, and I think a little piece of ginger. And what flavor it had! Those are the only little things missing now. But what we have is also good enough. You can't always have the best. Enter Motiram. Motiram. Why not? If you can have the best, why miss the golden chance? Here, take these. When help is needed, old Motiram doesn't lag behind. Offers vegetables. Now, the traveller mixes all the vegetables and stirs them in the pot. Traveller bows. How can I ever forget your generosity? Adds all the vegetables, stirs and sniffs. Aha! Absolutely mouth-watering. What flavor! What aroma! What taste! Takes a sip. Marvelous! If only I could add a pinch of salt, it would be perfect. Rupabai. I'll get some salt and bowls for all of us. Traveller. Thank you. I was about to suggest that. Exit Rupabai. You are all being so kind and helpful. It's an unforgettable experience. Rupabai returns with the salt, pepper and bowls. Traveller adds the salt, stirs and serves the soup to everyone. Rupabai. Ah, wonderful! You can taste the goodness of fresh vegetables. Sonabai. Yes, unbelievable. No one would think that this soup was made with a stone. Motiram, you've said it. Such delicious vegetable soup and made with a stone. Hirabai, I wonder what happens to the stone. Does it melt away? Traveller, oh no, it remains the same. Takes out the stone from the pot. Take a look. This was the stone that made the soup. Aside to the audience. Have you guessed the secret of the stone soup? Smiles. You can make it even without the stone. Curtain as everyone enjoys the soup. Everyone enjoys the soup and they just can't believe that the traveller was able to make this soup using a stone. Just then they start wondering what happens to the stone. And the traveller says that the stone remains the same. And he tells a secret to this magic soup. He says that this soup can even be made without the magic stone. Children, I hope you had fun in today's session and you learned something new. Now, I will see you in our next session. Until then, take care and stay safe. Bye.